Welcome to a journey through time, to a land where the earth meets the sky, ancient Tibet. Imagine yourself standing amidst the towering Himalayan peaks, their snow-clad summits piercing the heavens. The air here is thin yet alive, carrying the faint echoes of chants and prayers that have resonated for centuries. This is a place where the spirit soars as high as the mountains, a land shaped by devotion, resilience, and the unbreakable connection between humanity and the divine. What made ancient Tibet so extraordinary? How did its people, nestled in one of the harshest environments on earth, not only survive but build a culture that continues to inspire the world today? In this video, we'll uncover the rich tapestry of Tibetan history, a story interwoven with faith, struggle, and profound wisdom. At its core lies Buddhism, the heartbeat of Tibetan life, brought here in the 7th century by King Songtsen Gampo. His vision transformed this remote kingdom into a spiritual beacon. The teachings of the Buddha, infused with indigenous Bon traditions, took root in the highlands, creating a unique spiritual landscape unlike anywhere else in the world. The monasteries of Tibet became sanctuaries of learning and enlightenment. From the iconic Potala Palace to the serene Jokang Temple, these sacred sites are more than architectural marvels. They are living symbols of devotion and perseverance. Monks and nuns dedicated their lives to studying ancient texts, meditating on the nature of existence, and preserving the Dharma for generations to come. But the story of Tibet is not just one of spiritual pursuit. It is a tale of resilience. The Tibetan people faced the relentless forces of nature, enduring bitter winters, fierce winds, and rugged terrain. Yet, they found harmony with their environment, building sustainable lives through farming, herding, and trading along the ancient Silk Road. Every prayer flag fluttering in the wind, every stone inscribed with mantras, reflects their enduring hope and connection to something greater. As we dive deeper into Tibetan history, we'll explore not only the grand narratives of kings and monks, but also the daily lives of ordinary Tibetans. Their customs, rituals, and festivals paint a vivid picture of a community bound together by faith and compassion. This journey is not just about the past, it's about what we can learn from Tibet's timeless legacy. In a world often marked by division and chaos, the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism remind us to seek inner peace and live with compassion. So join us as we unravel the mysteries of this extraordinary land, a place where the physical and spiritual worlds converge. Together, let's walk the ancient paths, listen to the whispers of the Himalayas, and discover the profound wisdom that continues to illuminate lives across the globe. Are you ready to step into the heart of Tibetan history? Let's begin. Tibet is often referred to as the roof of the world, and for good reason. This vast plateau, perched at an average elevation of over 4,500 meters, is as breathtaking as it is unforgiving. Surrounded by the towering Himalayas, this land of extremes has shaped the lives of its people for millennia, forging a unique bond between humanity and nature. In ancient Tibet, survival was both an art and a testament to resilience. The harsh climate and rugged terrain demanded ingenuity and deep respect for the natural world. High-altitude farming became a cornerstone of Tibetan life, with barley, the sole crop of the region, thriving where little else could. This humble grain was more than food. It was sustenance for both body and spirit, transformed into tsampa, a staple of Tibetan cuisine, and even used in sacred rituals as an offering to deities. Beyond the fields, the nomadic herders of Tibet navigated the vast, open plains with their most trusted companions, yaks. These hardy animals were lifelines, providing milk, butter, meat, and wool to withstand the bitter cold. Even their dung was indispensable, used as fuel in a land devoid of forests. The yak was more than livestock. It was a symbol of survival and a testament to the resourcefulness of the Tibetan people. The isolation of the Tibetan plateau did more than shape physical survival. It nurtured a culture deeply intertwined with the rhythms of nature. Every resource was treated with reverence, every element of life infused with a sense of sacredness. The principles of Tibetan Buddhism further reinforced this connection, teaching that all life is interconnected and urging harmony with the environment. Prayer flags fluttered on mountain passes, carrying blessings to the wind, while mani stones etched with mantras lined pathways as symbols of faith and gratitude. Adapting to the challenges of this high-altitude world required more than practicality. It required a profound understanding of balance. This sense of equilibrium extended to every aspect of Tibetan life. The cycles of farming, herding, and spiritual practice were all woven together, creating a way of life that honored both survival and spirituality. As we delve into Tibetan history, we uncover more than facts and events. We discover a people who thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth, not through domination, but through harmony. Their legacy teaches us the importance of living in tune with the world around us and finding beauty even in the midst of adversity. The story of ancient Tibet is one of resilience, faith, and a profound respect for the land that sustained them. Join us as we journey deeper into this extraordinary culture, exploring its timeless wisdom and uncovering the lessons it offers to us all. Let's step into the heart of Tibetan history together. Community was the foundation of life in ancient Tibet, a thread that wove the fabric of survival, culture, and spirituality. In this land of towering peaks and deep valleys, small villages were carefully nestled along hillsides, chosen not only for safety, but also to catch the life-giving rays of the sun. These settlements became sanctuaries of connection, where every member had a role and every act was part of a collective effort to thrive in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. Families were the beating heart of these communities, often spanning multiple generations under one roof. Grandparents, parents, and children lived and worked side by side, passing down knowledge, traditions, and the values that sustained them. Women played a vital role, managing households with care and skill, while also participating in trade, often trekking long distances to barter goods essential for their family's well-being. Their contributions were not just practical but spiritual, as they upheld rituals and ceremonies that reinforced the community's bond with the divine. The Tibetan people's interdependence was born out of necessity, but evolved into something much deeper. A way of life rooted in shared responsibility and compassion. Villagers came together during the planting and harvesting seasons, joined forces to construct homes, and supported one another in times of celebration and grief. In such a harsh environment, individual survival was inseparable from the collective, and this unity became the cornerstone of their culture. At the heart of this interwoven existence was Tibetan Buddhism, which emphasized the principles of compassion, selflessness, and interconnectedness. Temples and monasteries were not just places of worship. They were community hubs where people gathered to seek guidance, offer prayers, and celebrate festivals. Monks and nuns often served as spiritual leaders and teachers, ensuring that the values of kindness and mutual care permeated every aspect of life. Even in the simplest acts, sharing a meal of barley bread or spinning a prayer wheel by the village stupa, the people of ancient Tibet embodied a profound sense of harmony. Their way of life reflected a deep understanding that every individual's well-being was tied to the greater whole, not just within the village, but within the universe itself. Today, as we look back at these close-knit communities, their example offers powerful lessons for modern life. In a world increasingly marked by isolation and division, their focus on cooperation and shared purpose reminds us of the strength that comes from unity. The ancient Tibetans teach us that true resilience is not found in individualism, but in the bonds we forge with one another. Join us as we delve into the heart of Tibetan history and explore the timeless wisdom of these remarkable communities. Their legacy is not just a story of survival in the face of adversity. It is a testament to the enduring power of compassion, shared responsibility, and the unbreakable connections that define humanity. Let's take this journey together and uncover the lessons that ancient Tibet holds for us all. Tibetan spirituality is a story of transformation, resilience, and profound connection. A fusion of ancient traditions, Bon practices, and the transformative power of Buddhism. Long before the 7th century, the Tibetan people lived in deep reverence for their natural world. Their animistic beliefs centered on the spirits of mountains, rivers, and skies, which they honored through rituals meant to ensure harmony with nature and protection from its often harsh forces. The ancient Bon religion, deeply rooted in shamanic practices, added a rich layer to this spiritual landscape. It emphasized the balance of elemental forces, the power of sacred symbols, and the importance of rituals to navigate the seen and unseen worlds. Bon priests performed ceremonies to invoke blessings, ward off misfortune, and heal both individuals and the land. These practices reflected a profound awareness of the interconnectedness between humans and the cosmos, a theme that would later be embraced and expanded by Buddhism. The arrival of Buddhism in the 7th century marked a turning point in Tibetan history, ushering in a new spiritual era. King Songtsen Gampo, often regarded as a unifier of Tibet, invited Buddhist teachings into the region, blending them with existing traditions rather than erasing them. This inclusiveness gave rise to a unique spiritual tapestry, where ancient Bon rituals and animistic beliefs coexisted harmoniously with Buddhist philosophies. Monasteries became the heart of this transformation. Perched on remote cliffs or nestled in serene valleys, these sacred spaces were more than places of worship. They were centers of learning, meditation, and cultural preservation. Monks and scholars dedicated their lives to studying texts, debating philosophies, and practicing meditation to deepen their understanding of the nature of existence. These monasteries also served as hubs of community life, where people sought spiritual guidance and participated in vibrant festivals celebrating the cycles of life and nature. But Tibetan spirituality was never confined to the walls of monasteries. It permeated every aspect of daily life. Prayer flags fluttered on mountain passes, carrying blessings to the wind. Mani stones inscribed with sacred mantras lined pathways offering protection and inspiration to travelers. Families began and ended their days with prayers, their lives guided by the principles of compassion, ethical living, and a deep sense of gratitude. This spiritual fusion was not just about faith, it was a way of being. It influenced decisions on governance, relationships, and even the simplest of daily activities. The teachings of Tibetan Buddhism emphasized the impermanence of life, the value of compassion, and the pursuit of wisdom, not as abstract ideals, but as practical guides to a meaningful existence. Tibetan spirituality's inclusiveness and adaptability are among its most remarkable qualities. It embraced change without losing its essence, weaving new threads into its fabric while preserving its deep connection to the past. This enduring legacy is a testament to the resilience of the Tibetan people and the universal appeal of their spiritual vision. As we explore the depths of Tibetan history, we find more than rituals and teachings. We uncover a timeless wisdom that speaks to the soul. In a world that often feels disconnected, Tibetan spirituality offers a reminder of our shared humanity and the power of harmony with the world around us. Join us on this journey into the heart of Tibetan spirituality. Together, we'll uncover the lessons it holds for all of us. Lessons of resilience, compassion, and the enduring search for balance and meaning in our lives. Despite its geographical isolation, Tibet flourished as a vital hub of trade, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of its people. Surrounded by some of the most formidable landscapes on Earth, Tibetan traders navigated rugged mountain passes and expansive plateaus, forging connections with distant lands. Trade routes wove Tibet into a larger network, linking it to China, India, and Central Asia. These paths were more than conduits for goods. They were bridges between cultures, ideas, and traditions that enriched Tibetan society in profound ways. Silk, spices, and tea flowed into Tibet, prized luxuries from its neighboring regions. In return, Tibet offered unique treasures of its own. Soft, warm wool spun from the fleece of sheep grazing high-altitude pastures, medicinal herbs known for their healing properties, and salt harvested from the vast lakes of the plateau. Yaks, the indispensable companions of Tibetan life, carried these goods across treacherous terrain, their strength and endurance making trade possible in an unforgiving environment. These animals were not just pack beasts. They were symbols of survival, deeply respected and integral to every journey. Bartering was the lifeblood of this economy. Transactions were rarely dictated by coin, but by the needs of individuals and communities. A bale of wool might be exchanged for a sack of tea, or medicinal herbs traded for silk. This system of exchange fostered relationships of trust and mutual benefit, reinforcing the interconnectedness that was so vital to life in this remote land. Trade in Tibet was never solely about economic gain. It was an avenue for cultural and spiritual enrichment. Travelers from India brought Buddhist texts, art, and philosophical ideas, sparking a spiritual renaissance in Tibetan monasteries. Chinese artisans introduced techniques that influenced Tibetan crafts, while Central Asian traders carried stories and traditions that broadened Tibetan perspectives. These exchanges helped shape a culture that was uniquely Tibetan, yet open to the world's diversity. This spirit of adaptability and openness extended beyond the trade routes. The teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, emphasizing compassion and interconnectedness, resonated in the way Tibetans approached commerce. Transactions were not mere exchanges of goods, but opportunities to cultivate relationships and uphold ethical values. This harmony between practicality and spirituality set Tibetan trade apart, making it a meaningful part of everyday life. As we reflect on this thriving network of exchange, we see lessons that transcend time. The adaptability of ancient Tibetans, their openness to new ideas, and their emphasis on relationships over profit offer profound insights for today's globalized world. In a time when connections span continents, Tibet's history reminds us that commerce can be a force for unity, understanding, and shared prosperity. Join us as we delve deeper into Tibetan history, exploring the trade routes that shaped its culture and the timeless wisdom of its people. Together, we'll uncover how the lessons of ancient Tibet continue to resonate, inspiring us to build a more connected and compassionate world. Tibetan art is a vivid expression of spirituality, culture, and identity, woven into the very fabric of daily life. It is not merely about beauty. It is a sacred language that tells the story of a people and their devotion. Each brushstroke, chant, and architectural design carries the weight of centuries of tradition and the enduring pursuit of wisdom and compassion. One of the most iconic forms of Tibetan art is the thangka, a vibrant hand-painted scroll that depicts deities, spiritual symbols, and narratives from Buddhist teachings. These intricate works are not created for decoration, but serve as tools for meditation and teaching. A thangka guides the viewer into contemplation, helping them connect with the divine and gain insight into the path to enlightenment. The process of creating a thangka itself is an act of devotion, requiring months, sometimes years, of meticulous work, with every detail imbued with spiritual significance. Equally captivating are mandalas, intricate geometric patterns that represent the universe and serve as focal points in meditation. Created from colored sand or painted with extraordinary precision, mandalas symbolize impermanence. After days or even weeks of careful construction, sand mandalas are ceremoniously destroyed, their vibrant patterns swept away to remind us of life's fleeting nature and the importance of detachment from material concerns. Music and dance also hold a special place in Tibetan culture, playing essential roles in religious ceremonies and communal celebrations. From the hauntingly beautiful notes of the long Tibetan horn to the rhythmic beats of ceremonial drums, these sounds elevate rituals, creating a bridge between the earthly and the divine. Traditional dances, often performed in colorful costumes and masks, narrate stories of spiritual triumph, cosmic battles, and the ever-present balance between good and evil. Each movement is intentional, steeped in meaning and a reflection of Tibetan spiritual beliefs. Tibetan architecture is yet another testament to the fusion of practicality and divine inspiration. The Potala Palace, towering over Lhasa, stands as a symbol of Tibetan Buddhism and a marvel of human ingenuity. Its design reflects the harmony between heaven and earth, with its whitewashed walls blending into the mountains and its golden roofs reaching toward the sky. Monasteries, stupas, and prayer wheels scattered across the plateau further illustrate how Tibetan architecture serves both as a shelter for the body and a sanctuary for the soul. Art in Tibet is more than an individual pursuit. It is a communal effort to preserve and celebrate a shared identity. Whether through a painted thangkas, a chant echoing in a monastery, or a dancer's graceful movements, these creative expressions tell the story of a people deeply connected to their spiritual roots. Tibetan art also serves as a bridge between generations, passing down values, beliefs, and traditions that sustain their cultural legacy. In a world where creativity is often seen as a luxury, Tibetan art reminds us of its deeper purpose. It is a medium for storytelling, a vessel for preserving history, and a way to connect communities across time and space. It speaks to the soul, transcending language and borders, inviting us to reflect on our own lives and the threads that connect us all. Join us as we journey into the heart of Tibetan history, exploring the art that has inspired and guided its people for centuries. Through this lens, we uncover timeless lessons about devotion, resilience, and the enduring power of creativity to unite and uplift humanity. Let us celebrate the extraordinary artistry of Tibet, a legacy that continues to shine brightly in a modern world. Life in ancient Tibet was a story of resilience, faith, and unyielding determination. Perched on the roof of the world, Tibet's landscape, with its towering mountains and expansive plateaus, was as unforgiving as it was awe-inspiring. The climate was harsh, with icy winters, thin air, and limited arable land. Resources were scarce, and conflicts, both internal and external, posed constant challenges. Yet, against all odds, the Tibetan people not only survived, but built a civilization that continues to inspire. How did they do it? The answer lies in their unity and profound spiritual grounding. Ancient Tibetans understood that survival in such an extreme environment required collaboration. Small, tightly knit communities became the backbone of their society. Families worked together to cultivate hardy crops like barley, while nomadic herders braved the elements to provide essential resources such as meat, milk, and wool. Every task, from building homes to preparing for the long winters, was a collective effort. This shared responsibility created bonds of trust and mutual reliance that strengthened their resilience. But it wasn't just practical unity that sustained them. Their profound connection to spirituality provided solace, strength, and purpose. Long before Buddhism arrived in Tibet, ancient animistic and Bon traditions taught respect for the natural world and the unseen forces believed to govern it. These beliefs instilled a sense of harmony and reverence for life, even amidst hardship. The arrival of Buddhism in the 7th century added another layer of depth to Tibetan spirituality. The teachings of compassion, mindfulness, and the impermanence of life offered not only guidance for the soul, but practical wisdom for navigating daily struggles. Prayer flags fluttered in the wind, carrying hopes and blessings to the heavens, while chanting monks filled the air with mantras that resonated in the hearts of the people. Spiritual practices were not confined to temples or monasteries. They were woven into the fabric of everyday life, reminding Tibetans of their inner strength and the higher purpose that united them. This combination of faith and community proved unshakable, even in the face of adversity. When conflicts arose, Tibetans turned to their spiritual leaders for guidance, seeking peaceful resolutions rooted in compassion. When nature's fury threatened their livelihoods, they found strength in rituals and prayers that reaffirmed their connection to the cosmos and their place within it. Their resilience was not just physical. It was a profound inner fortitude cultivated through a lifetime of spiritual practice and communal support. Tibetan history is a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. It shows us that even in the harshest conditions, faith and community can illuminate a path forward. The Tibetan people's ability to adapt, thrive, and find meaning in their struggles speaks to the universal power of hope, unity, and spirituality. As we delve deeper into the history of Tibet, we uncover not just a tale of survival, but a profound lesson about the strength that comes from togetherness and belief. Their legacy reminds us that no challenge is insurmountable when hearts and minds are united by shared purpose and faith. Join us on this journey through Tibetan history, where the resilience of an ancient people continues to inspire and guide us in a modern world. Together, let us learn from their timeless wisdom and honor their enduring spirit. Ancient Tibet was far more than a remote and breathtaking land. It was a cradle of profound cultural and spiritual wisdom, a beacon of resilience, creativity, and faith that continues to shine across centuries. Perched high in the Himalayas, this unique civilization thrived amidst some of the world's harshest conditions, building not only a way of life, but a legacy that resonates deeply with the modern world. The ingenuity of the Tibetan people is nothing short of extraordinary. Despite their isolation and limited resources, they found ways to adapt and flourish. Their mastery of high-altitude farming, herding, and bartering along ancient trade routes demonstrated an unparalleled ability to innovate. Yet their accomplishments were never limited to survival. They wove beauty and purpose into their daily lives, creating art, music, and architecture that spoke of their deep spiritual connection to the world around them. Tibetan art, from the vibrant thangkas to the meticulously crafted mandalas, reveals their devotion to preserving and sharing the teachings of the Buddha. These creations were not mere decorations. They were profound tools for meditation and storytelling, each stroke of paint and grain of sand infused with spiritual meaning. The dances and songs of Tibet, performed during rituals and festivals, carried the same sacred purpose, uniting communities and passing down values through generations. At the heart of ancient Tibetan life was an unshakable faith. The arrival of Buddhism in the 7th century transformed their spiritual landscape, blending seamlessly with their earlier Bon traditions. This fusion created a deeply inclusive and adaptable spiritual practice, one that guided not only their religious lives but their ethical choices and communal interactions. The teachings of compassion, mindfulness, and impermanence became a way of life, inspiring resilience and hope in the face of adversity. Architecture, like the iconic Potala Palace and countless monasteries scattered across the plateau, stands as a testament to the Tibetans' ability to merge practicality with divine inspiration. These structures, rising out of the rugged terrain, were sanctuaries for both body and soul. They became places of refuge, learning, and meditation, where wisdom was preserved and shared with future generations. But perhaps what makes ancient Tibet so inspiring is its enduring legacy. The lessons of Tibetan history, its emphasis on unity, spirituality, and harmonious living, remain as relevant today as they were centuries ago. In a world that often feels fragmented and fast-paced, the Tibetan way of life reminds us of the power of balance, compassion, and connection to both our communities and the natural world. So what aspect of Tibetan history resonates most deeply with you? Is it their artistic brilliance, their spiritual devotion, or their incredible resilience in the face of nature's challenges? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if this journey through ancient Tibet has inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations of history, culture, and the timeless wisdom of civilizations past. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Tibetan history. Until next time, may the lessons of Tibet inspire peace and harmony in your own life.